Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another of our Friday streams here at Relic Entertainment and working on Age of Empires. So, yeah, this is just one of our streams we have in our Season 1 Festival of Updates live stream series. We're doing these every Friday, going through different content. The last 2 weeks, we watched Elliot play some ranked gameplay in his Road to Ranked series, watched how that went for him. Where did you end up again, Elliot? Was it?
So I'm silver 3 right now. But I'm on, like, if I get one more win, I'll be gold 1. So but
Nice.
before we keep going, I want to say a quick shout out to Calp or Kelp. I don't know if I said it right, but thanks for raiding with the party. Thanks for joining us on stream here.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so as mentioned, we're doing these every Friday, different content, and today we're doing something a little bit different. We'll get into that in just a few minutes here. But yeah, we basically this is part of Festival of Ages, which has seasons, ranked seasons, the seasonal event, the content editor, which is in beta, and that a little bit of a hint of what we're talking about today, which should be exciting, and a ton of other changes. I'm sure most of you watching this have already played the game, already seen some of these changes in the update there, so we're not going to go too much into that other than to say it's out there. If you haven't yet, check it out. It's a lot of fun. It's a good update, some events, all that sort of fun stuff. But today, for those who might notice a familiar face on the bottom left there, Michael Conkin is joining us. He is a game designer, and he is here to give us a special bit of live demo of the content editor and what it can do. So yeah, thank you so much for joining us, Michael. Pleasure to have you back.
Thanks for having me. We're making a map today.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing. We're making a map. We're gonna, well, to be specific, Michael is gonna be making the map for us, and we're gonna watch
Yeah.
him. So he's kindly offered to give us a rundown of some of the stuff you can do with the Age of Empires content editor there. Again, it is a beta, so there's still like the goal is to keep evolving the product and get that going. But we're gonna watch what he can do and make a map on stream here. Hopefully all goes well. Doing it live, we'll see.
Doing it live. No worries, Grant. This is going to be a perfect map, perfectly balanced,
Perfectly
perfectly
balanced. Oh
fun.
wow.
It's going to look beautiful. Let's go.
All right. So we're going to switch over and take a look here at the setup he has in the content editor. Actually, one second. Before we do that, one thing to mention. Yeah, where is it? One thing to mention as we're talking about our streams. So today, I just tossed the schedule on here. Today is the content editor map demo we're doing here today. We will be back again next week with a Road to Ranks stream, and we're doing these every Friday for these streams. And then, yeah, I guess we can just hop right in. So this is the first thing you'll see. We've got a Konkin camera on the bottom right there, and then we're just taking a look at the content editor itself. So tell us what we're seeing.
So this is the Age of Empires 4 content editor wizard. To open this up, if you're on Steam, you can just find it in your games list. Just make sure you're filtering for tools as well. And if you're on WinStore, you should have an icon next or near to your Age of Empires launcher. And there's instructions on how to launch them from both platforms in our documentation as well. So once you open it up, this is what you'll see. You can click on this View Getting Started link, and this is going to take you right to our documentation if you have absolutely no clue what you're doing. But today we're going to create a mod, so that's what I'm going to click on. And you can see here we have all of the different mod types that you're able to make right now. We have crafted maps. Maybe I'll give a quick rundown of each one. Crafted maps are a map type where when you launch it in game, it's going to be the same map every single time. So like every pebble, every rock, every tree is going to be in the exact same spot. And there's some cool stuff with you that you can do with it. You can add a script to it to create your own sort of campaign mission. You can do a bunch of stuff. You can drop stuff on the map, drop buildings, drop starting units, things like that. Generated maps are what you're used to playing in quick match and ranked and most of the custom maps as well. And those ones have sort of a theme, like maybe there's a river running through it, but every single time it's going to be slightly different. Um, Tuning packs are sort of like be your own balance designer. You can change up how units and buildings work in the game, and game modes allow you to create your own win conditions, so you can, turn age into a MOBA or whatever you want to do. So we're going to create a crafted map today, a simple one, but a crafted map. Let's click on that. And what do we want to call it, Elliot and Grant? Any ideas?
I don't know.
The
Are we
duel.
having a river go through it?
Sure.
The
Yeah,
duel?
river.
Sure, yeah, it's the duel. That makes sense. You know what? It's Star Wars
The
week,
duel.
Think,
All
yeah,
right.
let's
Duel,
go duel.
Duel of the Fates,
Yeah,
and
let's go.
Oh
Elliot versus
no.
Grant. How about that? How about that? Maybe you can do a future stream where you
Oh,
guys play against each other on this map.
maybe.
Sure.
So there's a number of different starting options here. We can start from scratch. That's advanced. That's crazy. We're not going to do that. This will just give you like a blank plane, and you can carve your own mountains out of it. Beginner is a really nice option if you're just getting started. You can kind of see that you can choose one of the existing layouts that you're probably familiar with from playing the game, and this is gonna kick you off with a starting point that's exactly as if you launched into like a Black Forest match in game. But then from there, you'll be able to drop stuff on the map or manipulate the terrain or whatever. And you can choose your biome and your size as well. So this is pretty easy to get started. We're going to start with intermediate because there's this cool terrain layout tool that lets you kind of craft how you want to get started. So you can imagine sort of a topographical view of what your map is going to look like. And we have a palette here, and you can hover over each of these items to kind of see what it is. So we have plains, for example. If we hover over here to the gray ones, we have some mountains of various sizes. And you can just click on one of these, and it's going to change your left mouse click and your right mouse click. And we can make like a massive mountain scenario or something like that, but that would be unplayable. So we're going to do something more fun than that.
I see Placebox in chat saying, "Is this MS Paint?" I mean, it looks a little bit like MS Paint, but it can do a lot more than MS Paint can do.
And you know what? MS Paint is pretty cool. You
I've
can
seen
do
some
some pretty cool stuff
yeah,
with MS Paint.
and you can do some pretty
Um,
amazing stuff with this too.
all right, so let's kick it off with some mountains. So I'm going to draw in, do a mountain like right here. Maybe a mountain there. And I'm going to do a bit of gradation. So, it's not just like we don't just go from low rolling hills to like a very steep, high altitude mountain, right? We're going to kind of ease into the surrounding area there.
Look at this, putting some thought into your design here.
Yeah. And what else do we want? Let's find a lower elevation, some plains, and we'll do this. I actually want a path to be over here, so I'm gonna go like that. And what else? What else? You can also click on this, and you can get some. Oh, they actually don't show up, but it gives you a full list of sort of what you can choose from, like the entire palette set. So let's try some plateau. This is sort of a plateau. So we're going to see like a gradual slope going down here. And maybe we want to should we add a river? Elliot, you
I'm all
wanted a
for a
river,
river,
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's go river.
So you can just kind of draw where you want that river to go. And this is river 0. We have a bunch of zeros there. And if you want, you can move
This
how
doesn't look
that
like I must paint anymore.
control where that river goes there. All
I
right.
see chat talking about doing this as like a pixel art editor, making just pixel art and seeing what maps that generates. That'd be pretty fun.
Yeah, totally. Okay, what else? We need to add our players. So let's give player 1, let's start them there. Let's start player 2 down here. For now, let's just do 2 players. We're on a micro maps just for
Yep.
ease of demonstration. Any requests on biome?
I mean, I personally like Taiga Winter, but I don't know if it'll show well on stream. So
Yeah.
I would say just go
We'll go
like
with
Taiga
something.
Summer, maybe.
Yeah. Nice to have the like.
Subtropical? Asian
Yeah.
subtropical?
Sure.
Okay. And I think that's a pretty good starting point. We can always change it up a little bit. Let's
Yeah.
put some slow rolling hills there.
This is
Okay,
nice
so
too,
we're
because like as you see here, like this gives you that like bigger picture of like roughly what you want. This is just like setting the basis, right?
yeah, exactly. And we're ready to go.
Hang on one
I got
second. I see Nutella in chat asking how and when can you use this. This is already a thing you can use. The content editor that you're seeing here is already available for you. So yeah, Carl, if you want to give a rundown just one more time of where they can find this.
Yeah, so if you're on Steam, just search in your Steam games list, and it's going to be under the tools section. So you might have to enable that from your filter. But once you do that, it'll literally say Age of Empires 4 Content Editor Beta, and you just launch it as you would a game. And then on Windows Store, you're going to have a shortcut or an application that you can click on as well. And again, maybe we can link out to the documentation, but we have instructions on how to open this stuff up and get started as well.
Yeah, and there's a whole page like on the Age website here that has information on the content editor there. All right.
So we're gonna generate this map. Are you ready to go?
Yeah,
Let's go see.
let's take a look. He's just gonna switch over and get this map generating. So we're just gonna come back to cams here for 1 second,
Mhm.
just for the switch over as it generates. Oh, I see him entering a description actually. So we got that going. The Duel of the Fates. All right, and should be
Today's Revenge of the Sith and sixth, anyways, right? As
Just the
people call
sixth,
it,
right?
Star Wars. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, we've got this back on stream. I'm just going to try to get this to look a little fit just a little bit better. The fun of aspect ratios always.
So it takes maybe 20 seconds to generate. Your mileage may vary based on your computer, but here's our map. That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
have our
Looks pretty
two
cool.
mountains. We have a bit of a slope here. We're starting high and we're going low. We have our path around. The generator kind of worked its magic and it gave us some sacred sites and settlements, which maybe we want, maybe we don't. Maybe I'll keep that one. Get rid of that. And get rid of that. And get rid of that. Okay, so you can see on the left here, we have basically all the assets that were spawned into this map. And what I just did there is I just clicked on them in the render window and I deleted them with the delete key. But you can also, click on stuff and move it around. If I think that this gold deposit should be slightly over here, I can make subtle changes like that. So that's a good spot to get started. You also have some control over things like the atmosphere. So, what can we do here? Let's make a really small, impactful change. Maybe we want to make it nighttime.
Oh, sorry. So it was someone in chat asked, how did you generate it from the initial layout that you did?
Yeah.
You just click next.
Yeah,
That's
so
it.
we just because we didn't want to make sure we wanted to make sure we could come back to this on stream, we just went to canvas for a second there. So what you would see normally is after you choose that pixel art, sort of where you're setting up what it looks like in that editor, you click next and close that, and then it just takes you into the editor here with what you've built. So this came from pixel art. Look at that. It's beautiful.
And that's actually a good
You
point.
just made it night, right?
I just made it night. Well, I kind of made it night. I made it a little blue tint. What is there anything else we can do here? We can change the sun's angle and kind of play around with that, or the sun's orbit until we kind of find something that we like. But what you can also do is you can say, okay, this is cool, but what if I miss something, or what if I want to change something with my initial um, MS Paint drawing? I can go into scenario and I can go generators, random scenario, and I can just edit it again, right? I can make more changes. So I actually forgot something very intentional. I wanted to show you how to re-edit your map. But we want to add a river crossing, right? Otherwise, there's going to be no way to actually get across that river.
Yeah.
So let's just add one right in the middle there, and maybe we give player one right there as well. And when I'm happy with that, I just click OK. And it's going to think on it for a second. And you can sort of see how, okay, so like this, the spirit, the essence of the map is still there. But now we should see there's a river crossing right in the center here, and there's one right here as well. So that did kind of what we wanted it to.
Yeah, so the river's still there. There's just like these two crossings kind of now that you can actually get across.
Yeah, exactly. I like zooming into the buildings and seeing the fire at night. It's kind of cool. Okay, so what else do we have? Well, we said we wanted this to be a two-player map, and we can see that we have two starting positions. We have one right here. There's just this sort of green icon that shows where the player start is going to be. And we have one over here. What else do we want to do with those players? You can find the player slots over here, and you can do some interesting things. You can say, I want this player to be English, for example, and I don't want the player to be able to change their civilization, so I'm going to lock it. And maybe I lock them to team one as well. And then for player two, let's make them French, and let's lock that, and let's make them team two and lock that. So that's actually gonna, when a player actually downloads your mod and plays it in a skirmish or a custom match, they won't be able to change their civilization. And you can imagine the sort of interesting things you can do with that, because if you're creating like a campaign mission, you might want to start the player off with buildings and units, and you might want to enforce that they're starting as a certain civilization
Yeah.
in your
Hey,
scenario.
also, Michael, can I have you just try one thing? If you want to open up any of the top menus, like the drop downs, just because your mouse seems to, it does look like it's disappearing sometimes. Can you
Oh yeah,
try mousing over some of those? I saw it come back once. It might just be it doesn't like this capture, which is
yeah. It's because
unfortunate, but
I am opening. Oh yeah, I see them.
I do not see your cursor right now. Yeah, so we're having.
Oh, you don't see the
No, I
cursor.
see what you're selecting, but we don't actually see the cursor for. I did see it before, so I'm not sure. Like it does seem to show up from time to time, but
Right. Okay. Maybe I'll just go slow so you can see the what I'm highlighting. If you look to the bottom of the editor, there's a window called the Object Browser. And this is really fun because this lets you basically just drop a bunch of buildings and units into the map if you want to. So for the English player, for example, we can just drag and drop a keep if we want to, right? And then we have a keep there. So their town center is gonna spawn here, and we have a keep already. And maybe we want to scatter some outposts, so you can select the thing you want to drop, and you can just right click as well, and then those are going to spawn right on the map. So you'll get some line of sight there. Um, I'm going to create a folder for player one that we can drop all their objects into. And one important thing that you have to do is when you spawn these objects, they're going to start as, over on the right here, they're going to start as world owned in this drop down. And so we want to assign them to player one because we want player one to have control over those when the match starts. We can also give them some starting units. Any requests? Any requests in chat or from you, Grant and Elliot, on what kind of units you want to start with here?
I love. I love the hand cannoneers of the HRE. That's one of my
yeah, we see
favorites.
some cannons in chat as well here. I think this is going to be a bit of
Bombards, yeah. Bombards are always good.
some elephants. Twitch plays basically, but Twitch makes a map
Everything.
now.
Twitch makes a map. Okay, so we have some bombards, we have some cannons. And what else? What else? Maybe just some man-at-arms too, just some infantry,
Yeah, just get them started a little bit over there.
storm the enemy. And I'm just going to select all of these and put them into player one. And we're going to, again, assign those to player one. Okay. Let's create a folder for player two. I don't know if this is going to be Grant or Elliot. I don't know who's playing one and who's player two here.
I don't know.
Um, but let's go down here to player two start. And that is player two, right? Yeah, that's player two. This looks a little bit more complicated, but it's actually quite simple. We're going to add a slotted spline group because this is how walls work in the game. So we're going to create a new slotted spline group, and we're going to select the whose player two is French, right? So we're going to go French, buildings, defensive
Oh,
walls.
do you have a window open there, Michael?
Oh yeah, it's not selected.
Yeah, there. It's not sure. Yeah, we might have to take a look at that after this. But
You'll
yeah,
see it once it manifests, once we actually create it here. So we can see that wall there, and each of these little notches here are a point in the wall where that wall sort of splits. So you can sort of just extend it, and the wall will auto magically.
basically adjust size to match what you're pulling there.
Exactly. And maybe we want to add more, so I'm just going to add some more of these, and then you can do a full-on wall. And I'm also, if you have a wall, you also want a gate. So let's do another slotted spline, and you're not going to see this window when it pops up, but I'm going to select French, defensive walls, gates. And if I move that onto the wall, you can see that gate created there. So that's kind of cool. And for both of these, I want to make sure that they're both set to player two so that this player actually owns those when we're playing. Any other requests here? I feel like this is like a good starting point. We could maybe test this out and see how it goes.
Yeah, I think so. Definitely worth. Unless chat, what do you think?
Let
But
me know if
yeah,
chat has any requests.
I'm also fine to just hop in and see what this looks like.
Okay, I'm gonna give, let's say maybe Elliot's player one. Let's give him one more advantage. We'll give him some traction trebuchets hiding in the.
Give him all the advantages. That's not fair. Come on, I'm gonna need those advantages. Elliot's gonna destroy me no matter
Yeah,
what.
let's make Grant. Let's make yeah.
Grant's
Let's
player
make
one?
this switch it around.
No, well, I mean, I could be player one. Sure, I'll take the advantages.
I just had faith in you, Grant. That's why I.
Well, thank you, but I will take those advantages either way.
Okay, and I'm going to assign these to player one. Okay, so we have a map that we're at least, we're kind of happy with this. We're ready to test it out at least. And so what do we do now? First, we're going to save it. So as with most applications, you can just go File, you can go Save All,
Yeah.
and now I can.
We do not see this, unfortunately, again. So just for people watching the stream, what we have is we have Michael Conkin here. He is streaming just this window. So that's why, I guess in this case, with the save window popping up, you're not going to see that. But it does also mean you won't get to see all of his files on his computer, which is probably a good thing. But you just go through it. You just go File, save it out.
And if you see, do you see this drop down at the top left?
The clean cache, like that drop down, the clean cache and auto close.
Yeah, and now this one is build mod.
Yep, we see those.
So this is the key. So once you're ready to test your mod, you just go up here, you select build and build mod, and then it's gonna work its magic. And now it's ready to be played in game. It won't be available to any other players yet because we haven't published it. But it'll be available if you create your own skirmish or custom match, and then you can try it out and test it and iterate on it before it's ready to go out.
So this is just saving it then to your local computer, and then when you go to play the game, it's an option just to you, right?
Exactly.
So
yeah.
if you make the game, can other people join and still play that map, or do you have to publish it first?
So they can't unless you shared those files with them, if you sent them over an email, and the
Okay.
other player had those files on their computer. So you could test a map with a friend, for example, before you publish it. But another way to play it really easily with people is just to publish it, and then they can download it and play it right away as well.
All
So
right.
I'm going to switch over to the game now.
All right. Go for it. We're just gonna come back here to Cam, so we'll see all of our faces while he does this switch over. He's gonna get the game loaded up here and streaming to us. See Elliot's webcam blurring out there. Oh, he's back. All right. So as this is just gonna
Oh, I
be,
don't know why it's doing that.
I don't know, it's
so
having some
weird.
trouble focusing
It's
on
the
you
first
just a
time,
little
yeah.
bit.
Like this is the first time. Like, I haven't changed my setup, so.
No.
And it's not the point here. We've had some questions here around. Are you able to freely remove repaint position resource as you please after generating, or do you have to choose to have it generated without any and then add those later myself?
Good question. So the generator will generate all of the resources for you. And when you regenerate, you kind of want to do all of your regeneration before you start placing objects on the map, because
Mhm.
if you add objects and then you regenerate, you're going to kind of have to retool all of the objects you place to make sure that they're lined up with the terrain and everything. Um,
Mhm.
and there are some tools to help you with that. So, for example, we didn't get into it today because it's a bit more complicated, but you can paint parts of the terrain that you want Stealth Forest to appear, for example. And then whenever you generate, it's going to generate a sort of dynamic Stealth Forest wherever you painted. So there's lots of tools to help you kind of get what you want. And all of that stuff is documented on the website to kind of read through and check out if you want to start getting into the more advanced stuff.
Awesome. Thank you.
So let me know when we're sharing the screen, Grant, and I
Waiting
will.
for you to get it streaming again.
Oh, right.
As soon as that's in, we'll hop back. There we
How's that?
go. Yes, awesome. So yeah, we see he's got his skirmish game open here.
Skirmish game open. We have standard game mode with dry Araby selected. So I want to go find my map. And after we burned it, it is the duel. Elliot versus Grant. There it is.
Mm-hmm.
All
And we have
right.
that sort of topographical view. Remember when I locked the civilization and the team? So those are grayed out.
Mm-hmm.
And if I add an AI player, I thought I locked them to France, but that's okay. That won't really change our demo that much. Let's kick it off. I'm gonna pretend to be Grant in this situation with the
All right.
handicap advantage. Do you like my coat of arms?
Very nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's awesome.
All
All right. Under
Yeah, look
attack.
at no wolf. No wolf can take us on. So here we are. Here's our river. My starting castle. All the units. We do start with the default skirmish units. There's ways to work around this if you just wanted to start with a castle and some custom units, for example. And we have some good line of sight with our towers and units here. And then we think Elliot is somewhere down in this corner. So
Nice. Look at this like beautiful like moon glow over everything there.
yeah, you can add fog. There's some really cool stuff that you can do once you start digging into the power of the editor.
And yeah, I think the editor is definitely one of those things. The more time you spend with it, the more you experiment, the more you'll be able to do. It's quite powerful. Definitely a lot more powerful than we'll be showing off today. So there's a lot of documentation on the Age of Empires website for that, for what you can do as well.
Yeah, hopefully this just gives a sense of how easy it is to get started and drop some stuff on a map and kind of see it play out in the
Yeah,
game.
like you can definitely get started with just like what people were saying feels like a bit of MS Paint, toss in some drag and drop of some units, and see what that looks like and get going from there. Then if you like something, just keep tweaking it, keep finding what works.
And there you have it.
Look at this, you're just taking down Elliot, basically. AI Elliot.
I thought you had more in you, Elliot.
I'm sorry. It's saving it all for the ranked stream next week.
Oh yeah.
The road to ranked.
You need
Yeah,
lots
AI
of
is trying to recover, but we didn't give it much
yeah.
of a chance there.
Yeah, definitely destroyed it there.
Now, since we've got this map generated, Konkin, is there any like advanced map techniques that you would recommend players start looking into as well while they're looking to create this?
I think the next level is kind of what I hinted at with someone's question earlier, which is like painting the terrain with where you want the trees to be,
Hmm.
and thinking about where all your resources are. Um, but when it gets really meaty is when you start getting into the scripting. So if we wanted to, we could have placed a whole city here, and we could
Hmm.
place some defensive units. You can create your own sort of like Art of War challenge or campaign mission, and you can script those units to do what you want. So you could like tell a group of men-at-arms to patrol the front. You could have some scouts set up to sort of scout around the map, and create an interesting scenario for someone to play. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely really cool. I know people are asking all sorts of stuff of what you can make in the editor. Someone asking if you can do like a tower defense. And I think the big thing is once you're at the point, once you're comfortable with using this map, this intermediate like kind of like map generation for this, look into scripting and there's a lot you can do there. It's
Maybe
def
I'll. Are we still sharing my screen here?
We are, yes.
Maybe I'll just really quickly hop over to the mods tab where, of course, you can download other people's maps. But if you were happy with your map or your mod that you just tested, and you actually wanted to publish that to people, you can find it in the mod publisher. And when it's ready to go, you can just click this, and it'll instantly be available to anyone who wants to download it. And if you were to create a custom match, for example, and select your map, then anyone who joined would automatically download it as well. We would definitely recommend you add your own image and put a good description in there so people know what they're downloading. But it's pretty easy to get started with it.
That's awesome. So yeah, it's just you in the actual like content editor there. You save it out. You come in here. You have the chance to test out yourself first, and when you're happy, there's just that publish mod option, and you're set. There's not anything too difficult with that process. It's quite nice.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna quit now.
All right, all right. There we go. We're back to our cams. Say hi to everyone. All right. Yeah. So that's just kind of a quick preview at some of the stuff you can do with the content editor there.
Hmm.
Yeah. So for those of you in chat, if any of you have had a chance to use the content editor, definitely feel free to let us know. Feedback is definitely something our team appreciates and looks
Hmm.
for. So if you go to the forums, there is a great way you can give some feedback there to the team. As mentioned, this content editor itself here is in still the beta. We're calling it beta, so that means it's definitely not final. There's still work and stuff we're going to look at on it in the future there.
Hmm.
Saw one question from Failer on what resources are available for writing AoE scripts. So we put a lot of energy into the documentation for mods. There's a huge resource called the Age of Empires 4 Mod Workshop on ageofempires.com.
Yep.
Um,
One of our mods, Ashley there, she posted that in chat just a little bit above. Might be able to get that posted one more time, but yeah, that's what Konkin's talking about there.
Awesome, yeah. And then also the tool ships with a resource where you can actually see all of the functions that we use to script in the game. So it uses the Lua language as a base. So if you want to learn how to script, a good first step would even just be to Google some simple Lua stuff. But there's also this resource where there's some custom functions that work with our editor that will let you command a group of units to move to a certain location, for example. So that's a great starting point and something to play around with. We also have some scripting templates. So when you start a new mod and you want to make a game mode script, for example, or there's a crafted map example, it'll start you off with a script that you can kind of poke around and see how some basic stuff like setting up objectives and controlling units is done.
Awesome. Yeah. And I guess that's kind of what you mentioned too with the scripting option is for earlier someone asked if you can make like a tower defense or if you want like waves of people coming after you, similar to like
Hmm.
when
Yes.
enemies come towards you in some of the campaign missions, if you have like a group of enemies approaching and you have to defend or just kind of take care of them, you could easily do that yourself with a little bit of scripting in there.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. You can't modify the UI right now with mods, although I think there's some stuff you can script your own sort of elements, and you can give units new abilities to a certain extent. You can sort of repurpose abilities that are there and change their power and everything with tuning packs and the data in a campaign mod.
That being said, if you are looking for features from the mod editor or content editor tool, please post in the forums. Like I said, this is a beta for a reason. That the team is continuously going to be working on it. So as you guys play with the tools and get more familiar with it, if there are certain things that you guys are looking for, please let us know by, like I said, just spinning up topics on the forums and getting some discussion around that.
Definitely. As we kind of covered earlier in the launch of the season, one of the earlier streams with Michael here, we took a look at some of the initial content people had made in the content editor there, and definitely seeing some really cool stuff coming out there. So if you have time or are at all interested, definitely recommend loading it up, just seeing what you can make, and who knows, maybe you'll make something amazing. Definitely share it with people. We love seeing what's out there. And then maybe later on in the season, I think we're looking at doing another UGC, which is content editor here, user generated content kind of review with Michael here, taking a look at what some of the awesome stuff you've all made.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I know Michael's excited to take a look and have his little discussion there of all the cool UGC, cool mods everyone's made.
It's honestly mind blowing. Like the tools are really powerful, but it's crazy how quickly people have learned how to make really cool stuff with it. So it's awesome to see.
Yeah, and it's one of those things I think beyond what the game exists is like at any point what people can make for it, what the community can do to expand and build upon it is amazing. And I think it's just great seeing that support and that passion from the community members here who are taking a look at the editor, trying it out, seeing what they can make, and just continuing to evolve. All right. So I think that's pretty much it for our quick little demo I think we're looking at there, right, Michael?
Yeah, I think that's a good sort of starting point, and maybe we can look into doing something more advanced in the future.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, definitely. To all of you in chat, definitely highly recommend you take a look at that editor. Try it out. I know I'm gonna be poking around in there and seeing what I can make out of it as well at some point. Should be a lot of fun.
That'd be a good stream, Grant.
Oh no, I'm not at the level of you. I don't know this that well, but definitely in the future, maybe one day. Maybe one day. I'll say potentially chance.
I think you can do it. You got it, Grant. I think you can do it.
Yeah, so I guess that brings us somewhat actually close to the end of the stream. So it's gonna be a little bit shorter today. Oh no, they're gonna watch my modding career with great interest. That's dangerous. That's you know, maybe we'll see down the line if I have some time to play around with it. Oh, yeah, Ash and Grant Road to Plastic League and making a mod. The ranked seasons of mod making done. But yeah, thank you so for everyone joining us. We do these streams. We're doing them every Friday here. Wrong thing. We're not starting soon. This is the one here. So we have today was the content editor beta map demo we had here with Michael, and we just wanted to show off kind of some of the simple things just so those who might not have known what this is, how it works, all of that, and to encourage you to kind of just check it out. And then next Friday, we will be back again to Road of Ranked, where we're going to watch Elliot try to get back to gold. We've had a few of these so far, watching him play, and it's a lot of fun. I know chat here, you cheer him on. He's not plastic, don't worry. He's silver at least right now. Going for gold.
I'm certified silver right now, exactly.
Going for gold. And then Conqueror.
Yeah, let's just skip diamond and plat and you know all other modes.
Yeah, let's go gold.
But
Conqueror.
Sure.
Done.
Sure, yeah, let's go straight to Conquer. Yeah. So yeah. Is this the time, Grant?
I think this is the time.
All right. So obviously this is we're trying to figure a way to basically share this with the community, but I am actually going to be wrapping up my time with Relic Entertainment as one of the community managers, and I'm going to be wrapping it up on this upcoming Friday. So that will be the last stream that if you guys want to join and take part in, that'd be great to see. Hopefully we can wrap up the streams with me being part of it by hitting gold, but I'll have to leave that to the fate of my opponents. But it's been an awesome pleasure to be able to, play games with you guys, stream with you, talk with our dev team, go on this whole road to launching Age 4. And obviously, now 6 months out, we're kind of at this point now. So, yeah, so I just want to say thank you to everybody for welcoming me 5 years ago when I started with Relic Entertainment, and we started streaming Age 2 HD and then Age 1 DE, Age 2 DE. I managed to escape Age 3 because I am terrible at Age 3, but that is what it is. So we've got other people on the community team that are amazing at the other Age titles as well. So, but like I said, it's been a great pleasure, and I'm so sad to be leaving. But you know what? We're in the great, capable hands of Grant here, our dev team, and also our mod team and other community managers like Ashley, Turk, and such. So, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's
that's
sad news. It's definitely like I've been
yeah,
working with you for a little while here, Elliot, as well. So it's
yeah,
definitely gonna be missed. All of you having you on stream, working with you on a daily basis,
hmm
and everything you do for the community as well. So we're super thankful for you. To those asking what it means for Road to Ranked if I'm taking over, I don't think I will be taking over. I'm definitely not interesting to watch. I'm nowhere near Elliot's level. But we are looking at what that means for future streams. Right now, all we have is that we're doing the final Road to Ranked with
hmm
Elliot. This is Elliot's final Road to
hmm
Ranked next week, so definitely come check it out, cheer him on then. And then we're going to be taking a look at what we want to be doing for the rest of the streams in the season, and we'll be updating everyone on what that looks like.
Now, that being said, we do have a lot of amazing players on our team, like, the balance team. I know you guys all love Eric, so
Yeah.
maybe we'll get some guest appearances down the road because I know they're more than willing to. But obviously, yeah, next week will be the at least the cap for my road to ranked on Friday, and then we'll take it from there.
Yeah.
So
Lots of tears in chat,
I
Elliot. Lots
know.
from Ashley, but also lots of
I mean,
tears.
lots from honestly within Relic when we heard the news. Same for the Microsoft World's Edge side there as well. It's always sad when you see someone you've worked with for such a long time here, someone who's so passionate for the community leave, but it happens. Definitely super thankful to have had the opportunity to work along with you as we launch this game and get it out
mhm.
there. Yeah. Uh, I guess with that news, that's kind of the end of the stream here. As mentioned, this was a shorter stream. We're looking at doing this little demo here with Michael. But we will be back next Friday for the Road to Ranked here. This is the 2:30 p.m. on May the 13th with Elliot. It will be his final Road to Ranked, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe he can hit gold. That'd be nice. We'll see how it goes.
That'd be a nice way to cap it off. So whoever we're facing,
Just throw the
if you're
game for
also
Elliot.
watching a stream, at least make it a challenge. But let's help me cap off my basically goodbye stream as with a win.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, and again, the content editor there, there's the documentation, the mod workshop. Go out there, see what you can make, and we'll take a look at it, honestly, and see if there's something, who knows, maybe down the line Michael wants to feature it and we can show it off in a bit of another UGC showcase there.
hmm
Otherwise, yeah, I think that brings us to the end of the stream.
Yeah. Thank you everybody so much for joining us all the way up from before launch to now. And like I said, join us next Friday, and let's cap it off with stream. And yeah, maybe I'll talk with the balance team to give me some pointers before we head into Friday, so that I can at least get the gold win.
You
on
want
stream.
that gold? Good way to
Yeah.
wind it, like wrap things up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Well,
All right.
thank you so much, Michael, for
Thanks again,
that.
Konkin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank
Yeah.
you for that demo. It was great to see what the tool can do. I think for a lot of people watching, hopefully this has sparked some interest in the content out there, and we'll see you make some cool stuff. And to everyone here, thank you for tuning in. And to Elliot, thank you. And I mean, it's sad news, but
Yep.
you're going to be here one more week.
We
We'll
got
see
one
you
more
next
week at least.
Friday.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you
That's all.
so much, everyone. See you next time.
All right. Take care, bro. Bye.
Bye.